Well, hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today you caught me out here on the water doing a little fun fishing, and I gotta level with you, it's been an absolute struggle session. So I found myself doing what I typically do, which is I revert to my old confidence baits, or in this particular case, my old confidence colors. Ow! Black. As soon as I switched over to black, started getting bit, the day has been salvaged. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk a little bit about lure colors and lure selection. I'm certainly no expert in fishing or color selection. However, I just want to remind everybody of the existence of a little color called black. We truly live in a golden age of fishing tackle in which you can buy any lure with any color combination that you could possibly want. And I find myself falling into the trap of using all these crazy colors because I think they look cool, and get on the water, start struggling, and whenever I struggle with a color or a presentation, I find myself going to something black, and I can usually get bit on it. And it's just because it's Old Faithful. I mean, black, there's a reason that a black rubber worm has been around forever, and there's a reason that the color black has been used in fishing pretty much for all of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little salute to the best color of all time, black, because black truly is the new black. I was getting concerned. I ain't gotten a bite the whole day. All right. Not big, nice little guy though. All right, got a nice little guy here. Let's get him back in the water. All right, I think we're on them now. All right, yeah, a really little guy. Thanks for playing though. All right, let's get him back in the water. Right. All right, just another little guy. Got this guy on the old school Zoom Lizard. Let's get him back in the water. Man, what in the world's that thing got on his head? All right, man, look at that big. Man, look at that thing on its head. It's got a big old growth or something. Look at that. Look at that. Like the elephant man. We're gonna let him go. Come on over that log, buddy. There we go. Come on. Yeah! Yeah! Wow, that hook fell right out. Look at that guy. Look at that chunky guy. Not huge, but man, nice and healthy. Unlike that other one that had that big old growth on his head. What in the world was that? Man, that's nice. Look at this guy. All right, we're gonna get him back in the water. Hey guys, I don't typically give too many hints and tricks because quite frankly, I'm not that good, and YouTube's a crowded field, and there's a lot of people on there that are way more talented and skillful at angling than me. But I will give you one little tip, just something I like to do, most because I'm cheap and I don't like waste. And that is for my buzzbait trailers, you can go out and buy like actual trailers for them. However, one of the things that I do is anytime I use a Texas rig, and once the worm gets too gnarled up and you can't use it anymore, I just kind of put that aside and I just kind of put that worm aside. I got a little bag that I keep those worms in, and that's basically, I just use that as my trailer, ribbon tail, because usually you know that it's just that first 3 or 4 inches that gets gnarled up, so you just bite that off and then that makes for a trailer. And I do the same thing. Like I have a lot of like ribbon tail like colors that I don't like, and so I'll put them on this because let's be real, the buzzbait's moving so fast through the water. I don't think the fish are really paying that much attention to it. I like it because I like using contrasting colors, just because it gives it a little bit more pop. I like doing the chartreuse or the white on a black buzzbait, and I like doing the black on the white buzzbait. And that's just kind of how I'm sure it would work for other baits like spinner baits and chatter baits and stuff. I've never tried it on that, but that's something I like to do. And in fact, I think I did another video at one point. I had like one of the Zoom, the 10-inch old monster, like the giant, huge worm, and I put that whole 10-inch worm on there. I mean, so that thing was sticking out that far. I only got one bite on it. Didn't get the fish, but it was a big bite. So it works. I like doing that, and then it gives me a little bit more life out of my soft plastics. So just something to think about. Finally. Oh, well, he ain't much, but I'll take him. Well, hey guys, let me show you what it is I'm fishing with today. Man, I was out here, have absolutely been struggling, just terribly. until I tied on Old Faithful. Black rubber worm. 3/16 ounce shaky head jig on a black rubber worm. I love these worms. Mr. Twister, black with the blue tail. They're called Phenom worms, 6-inch. Kind of a little finesse style, but that's been the only bites I've gotten all day today. I mean, I literally have tried everything in the world. So when you're out in the water and you're trying all these, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the amount of fishing tackle that's out there. And sometimes you're out there fishing and you're trying all kinds of crazy stuff. Don't forget about Old Faithful, the black rubber worm. I'm telling you, man, that is one of my favorite lures of all time. Black rubber worm. I mean, there's a reason that it's been around forever. So that's what I'm using, and let's see if we can catch more fish on it. All right, nice little, just a little guy. Just a little guy. All right. Well, they're loving the Mr. Twister. All right, just a little guy. All right, that was the I've been struggling today, but little fish is better than no fish. Let's get him back in the water. Just barely hooked. All right, not a bad little guy. All right, let's get it back in the water. guy, but nice little fish. All right, let's get him back in the water. Look at the size between the fish that ate that and the worm itself. And that's something to keep in mind. A lot of times, like younger anglers, they're scared to use big lures because, you know, they're like, I only catch little fish, and, you know, there might not be any big fish that'll actually take them. This fish is not even nearly as big as the worm that I just used to catch it. But so don't let that deter you. Use the big worm, man. Use the big worm. I have faith in the big worm. Let's get him back in the water here. All right, not a big guy, man. He felt a lot bigger than he was. Man, he wasn't going anywhere. Yeah, man, he felt a lot bigger than he was. All right, let's get this guy back in the water. Let me show you what I'm using here. This is just a Zoom. This is just a Zoom old monster worm. The color is black emerald. It's kind of like black with a little bit of green in it. And what I'm doing is, as you can see, the Zoom old monster is a 10-inch worm, which I like because basically, you know, as you fish it, it gets gnarled up. And as it gets gnarled up and gets unusable, I just bite a little bit of it off and keep moving down. So now at this point, I have basically gnawed down like a solid 4 inches off of this. So what started off as an old monster is actually, I've now just kind of nibbled it down to an old regular. So that's what I'm using, a Zoom old monster / old regular. Yeah, the old monster is about 10 inches. I think I'm probably down to about 6 now, but hey, as long as the fish keep biting it, I'm going to keep using it. And then when I run out of worm, I'll just throw another one on. Let's get back to it. All right. All right, again, not a big one, but still fun to catch. All right, let's get him back in the water here. Well, hey guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. I appreciate you tagging along on this this little featurette video that we made featuring all black lures. And before anybody gives me grief about, you know, using recycled material, this was all new stuff. This was all new, even though it was shot over multiple days. These were basically my fun fishing videos, because believe it or not, sometimes I like to go out fishing and I don't necessarily film a video, only because the video stuff's a lot of work. So A lot of times I'll go out fun fishing and I'll have the cameras rolling just in case something crazy happens, but I don't actually do anything with the material. So that's where all this stuff came from. So you're not seeing any repeats. This was all new material. And when I was putting it together, I tried to do my best to get a big assortment of different things. You know, I used finesse baits, we used large baits, we used top water, we used dragging it on the bottom. We used a wide variety of lures, and just to show the wide range of applications you can use using black as your color. And because black, I mean, it's just the old standby. If you'd like to know anything about the particular lures or anything that I did, I left pictures of them in the description box in the video, but you can look in the description box as well, and I'm going to put some additional information down there. But while you're there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. The channel is updated every week with new fishing content and new fishing adventures. So I'll be seeing you next week. This is Josh, and this is Abide Fishing.